All right, so just to give some context for this episode 3 of SpoonCast, dude, we've been doing it for 3 weeks, just a week shy of a month.
3 weeks.
It's crazy to think about it.
Big dickin'.
Yeah, big dickin' bandits. Yeah, so we've been doing it for 3 weeks now. Episode 3. To get some context, Jeff got here around 6:30, 7 p.m. to record some podcasts and some gaming. What ended up happening, it was my girlfriend brought some friends over, and we ended up drinking and tried to record. It just didn't work out. Too much noise and just too much drinking on our part and their part. And we were just like, fuck it, let's record everybody together on a podcast, which, like I said, I would love to do in the future. But we were just drinking too much, and I kind of went to shit. And then we were like, fuck it, let's just start drinking. So we drank and drank and drank all night. People left, people stayed, people left. And it's now literally 7 in the morning by recording this. And we're drunk / hungover / tired / everything. And, I was about to go to bed, but I was like, hey, Jeff, you got an hour before you leave, and we can just sit and get the podcast done for this week, or else we wouldn't have had one. So it's going to be a little bit tired, a little chillaxed, a little shorter. But you know what? I was like, fuck it. I can stay up for an extra hour. I can stay up till I'm already up till 7 in the morning. I can stay up till 8. He can do the same. So that's what we can do. See how you feeling, man?
Shit. Pure shit.
Yeah.
But let's get this podcast going.
Yeah, man. Let's get it going. Let's do this shit, and let's have a good time. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. My brain's fried, so I have a couple topics that I quickly just jotted up. So, like I said, if this podcast is a little bit weaker, it's only because we've been up all night fucking drinking. So, all right, first topic, dude. This is something that we did talk about a little bit, and it's something that we definitely talked about in the podcast before, but I kind of want to touch up on it because there's some more news going on about it. And that is about the Disney streaming service, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, dude. Fucking, I sent you this post, and I'm going to look it up because by now it's been a couple days since I looked at it. Where is it? There it is. All right. So we have a name for it now. Now it's called Disney Plus.
Okay.
And it's slated for what? Late 2019, I believe. Yeah, late 2019.
All right.
And it was, it was announced. A little more details on the shows that are being put on there. A little more details on some of the services and stuff like that. And I just kind of wanted to update the people, let them know that we know, let them know that it's out there, that they can know about it. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called Disney Plus, for anybody that didn't know. Disney Plus is Disney's new streaming service. Obviously, I don't gotta tell you about it. We're all gonna own it, because we're all owned by Disney anyways, so.
Yeah.
You read it, right? You read the post?
Yeah, Disney is buying everything.
Yeah. Did you read the post at all?
A little bit.
A little bit? Any opinions?
It's fucking dumb.
Dumb?
Like, all right. So it's a good thing.
Oh, I just want to say real quick. If anybody hears me this going on, it's because I'm eating some miso soup that I ordered like 12 hours ago that I heated up, and I'm hungry as fuck. So.
Well, I think Disney Plus is a good and a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's good because, you get what you want as far as the Disney movies and shows, if they're even streaming shows. But anyway, so it's bad because of the fact that, they're buying out.
It's good.
Imagine if Disney ended up buying out Hulu and Netflix.
Well, they own the majority shares of Hulu.
Right. But I'm saying if they ended up fully owning Hulu and Netflix, like pretty much a majority of the streaming industry. What do you think would happen?
I mean, what's kind of already happening, right? They're taking over everything.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
It's funny because they're not monopolizing, because there is competition, and there is people against each other in terms of business, but they really are in some ways monopolizing multimedia market. I don't think they'll ever buy out Netflix unless they become desperate, only for the fact that I think Netflix is too confident to be bought out. But they already own, like I said, 70% of shares in Hulu, so that's definitely possible for them to buy out the rest and kind of just fully own it as a property. But I don't know, man. I'm excited. I mean, I don't even want to think of the ramifications that Disney Plus has, like, on us, but I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, we've talked about this. Fucking Disney owns everything. Disney is Disney. It's gonna be a part of our lives for fucking ever. It already owns half the fucking franchises that we love, owns half the properties that we love, so it is what it is. But I do want to talk about, if I go back to the post, I want to talk about the fucking series. Okay, here's what it says. And I will say this was on a post by the Walt Disney Company, so I think that's actually that. I don't know where that's from. I don't know if that's them or not, but that's the website that I'm on, the Walt Disney Company. So I'm not stealing. All right. It says Iger also announced that Lucasfilms is in development on a second Star Wars live-action series for Disney Plus that will go into production next year. This is one that we didn't know about. The series will follow the adventures of rebel spy Cassian Andor during the formative years of the Rebellion and prior to the events of Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Diego Luna will reprise the role of Andor, which he originated in the 2016 film.
Bet.
The rousing spy thriller will explore tales filled with espionage and daring missions to restore hope to the galaxy in the grip of a ruthless empire. A release date for the series will be announced at a later date. Did you know that?
No.
Okay.
However, have you watched Rogue One?
Nope.
Do so.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna be doing that, a Star Wars themed one when we see everything. Is that the dude that made the plot hole in the Death Star? You told me about?
No.
No?
Cassian Andor is a rebel spy that partakes in the events that take place in Rogue One.
Okay. So they say that you're excited about it.
Yeah, it seems pretty nice.
What would you want from a series like that?
To be honest, probably just action.
Action. Sorry, soup. I don't know. I mean, it's always gonna be cool to have more Star Wars, but to be fair, dude, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think people are making as big a deal about this as they should be. This is like the first time that a property this big is gonna get the small screen treatment live action wise. Have you thought about that? Like, dude, has there ever been a live action Star Wars series? Ever?
No.
TV specials don't count.
No. But some would argue that the Force Unleashed franchise is along those lines
Of live action?
of live action, because it's like it's one of the first like open world. It's right. The Force Unleashed is explorative, but it's not open world. You know?
But live action is like with actual actors though. Like
No.
real life.
Then no.
Yeah, no.
The
But
closest thing that you have to live action Star Wars is the original trilogy, the prequels, and The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi.
that's what I'm saying, though. This is like the first live action TV, high budget TV, like episodic Star Wars, right?
Yeah, it may take off.
That's crazy to think about, right? Because Star Wars up until then, besides the cartoon shows, have been strictly movies as a medium. Now they're going to be TV. I mean, it doesn't play into the huge plot. They're all like side stories. I get that. But the fact that something like Star Wars is being told in a... Like, so far, they've been telling their side stories in movies as well. So now that they're actually going to have TV for that, it's exciting.
Right.
Hey, babe. Yeah, like I said, we were drinking all night, and my girlfriend passed out fairly early, around 2 a.m., so about 5 hours ago. She just woke up now. Get something to drink. How you doing, babe? Good? That's good, baby. Yeah, we're just recording for about an hour, then I'm coming to bed. See, I'm transparent with you guys. I tell you guys everything on the podcast. Obviously, I keep shit out outside of the podcast. But the podcast, we can talk about whatever, man. Right, Jeff?
Word.
Yeah, I kind of figured. I guess I'll reiterate. Tell my girlfriend. I was like, you know what? I'm already up to 7 a.m. Might as well stay up till 8 a.m. to record this and then go to bed, you know? Love you, babe. Love you. She hates me. Alright, but yeah, back to what we were saying. Like this, I think people should make a bigger deal about this. Even Star Wars fans, I haven't really heard much about people saying there's a Star Wars TV show coming out, like a legitimate one.
Yeah,
it's got the budget of Game of Thrones. How is that not exciting to people? I mean, it's exciting, but nobody's talking about it.
Because one of the major problems that Star Wars fans face is that they don't know what to expect. And some of them don't even know what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so there was the Clone Wars, right?
Yeah.
There was an animated series of Star Wars based off of the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Well, you know, if there's a continuation of any type of story that Disney owns, Disney feels compelled to fill in some blanks. It's when they came out with Rebels.
No. Nope.
So Rebels, you know, it got respect, but not as much as it should have.
No,
maybe?
the way that I perceive Rebels, I've seen some of Rebels, I've seen some of the Clone Wars. Clone Wars was a sleeper hit for the fact that because it was a cartoon, people didn't expect it to be how it was. But Clone Wars actually told some of the most, from what I've heard, some of the most compelling Star Wars stories ever told. And very beautifully, and kind of expanded the universe in a good way. And what Rebels did was try to live off of the Clone Wars hype, because from what I've heard, they actually have Clone Wars characters in the fucking show at some points, like in the obviously the future selves. And then but from what I've heard, they're more of a Saturday cartoon, fight the bad guys and then get away and then a new thing every week. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And it kind of takes away from these huge stories that Clone Wars is trying to tell. From what I've heard, like I said.
I can understand that, but all right. Captain Rex used to be obviously a captain in the Grand Army of the Republic.
Captain.
But anyway, so yeah.
Yeah.
Rex was a captain during the Clone Wars. Leading up to Order 66 and the downfall of the Jedi Order, Captain Rex and two other clone troopers that I forget the name of because, sue me if you want to, but I haven't really kept up with fucking Rebels. That all I know is that Captain Rex and two other clone troopers took out their fucking chips. Like, so Order 66 was based off of obviously the clones, but each clone had an embedded chip into their brain.
Yeah.
That made them more compelled to execute Order 66.
Execute.
Anyway, leading up to such events, Captain Rex and said troopers ripped out their chips so that they wouldn't obey the Order 66.
Got it.
That's why in Rebels you see them, fully free-willed and wanting to help the rebels.
Got it.
Because they're like, fuck the Empire. I forget what we were even...
We were talking about Disney Plus, about their shows, how we feel about it. And here's the thing. And the second show is called The Mandalorian. Don't gotta be a genius to know what that's about. And the third one is about Loki from Marvel. And they're getting Tom Hiddleston to do it. And I think the last point I do want to say about this, I don't want to touch on it too much just for the fact that, you know what? We've talked about this before. We got into this on the first one. You know what? Like, it's just cool to see that these are huge budget movies. These are AAA fucking movies. These are AAA fucking actors. People who do these crazy ass movies, right? Huge millionaire actors. Disney has the budget and the wherewithal to fucking get these people to fucking do this shit. It's crazy. I never would have thought Tom Hiddleston would do a fucking TV show at this point of his career, you know? He's Loki, he's all these other things, he does all these crazy AAA movies, and now he's doing a show. Granted, it's based off a character from a AAA movie that he's done, but still, it's nuts, you know? And same thing with Star Wars. It's a AAA fucking series. Strictly for movies. Big budget movies. Now it's on a big budget TV show. That's nuts to me. I think it's crazy. But anyway, I think we're getting too much into the fucking this shit. I mean, we're not really. Sorry, but like I said, we're kind of just went a little bit short, so let's kind of blow through these topics straight. Next topic I want to touch on you on. Like I said, it's another topic that we've kind of talked about constantly, but you know what? We've always kind of, it's just what's topical right now. So we're going to talk about it real quick before we go to the next subject. So Jeff, look at me. Red Dead Redemption has announced that their Red Dead Online beta will start at the end of this month.
So I've heard.
Yes. Do you think that's too long? Think that's too short?
No.
It's the beta. It's not online. It's the beta.
No, the beta dropped already.
No, beta drops in this month.
The beta, the beta was already this past weekend, wasn't it?
No.
Okay.
That was for Fallout.
All right. So then Rockstar postponed the beta.
Yeah.
Because the
I
beta,
can pull up the post.
The beta was supposed to be the past weekend, right?
This is from a Game Informer post. Red Dead Online public beta coming at the end of the month. That was posted on the 8th. There's no full release date for it, but it's at the end of the month. So, public beta is coming at the end of November. I think that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I just thought I'd bring it up because, you know, I mean, I think everybody's wondering, as people are getting towards the end or getting towards the middle end of their game of Red Dead, it is getting to the point where people, I myself is wondering, you know, I mean, when's online going to come out? Because once I'm done with this game, as much as I love it, I'm going to put it away, you know? Red Dead, I will play online for days without question. But, you know, if it doesn't come out soon, eventually I'm going to beat Red Dead. Eventually we're all going to beat Red Dead, and it's not going to... It's not the kind of game that you're going to... Unless you want to 100% complete it like you, we're not going to go back to it, you know?
Yeah.
When I beat Red Dead, I might do some fucking around, depending on how the ending goes, and like that. But I'm going to put it down. I'm going to play Black Ops, because I've been putting that off for a long... I bought it at the same time I bought Red Dead. I'm going to play that, because I've been putting it off, but... So the sooner online comes out, the better. I do think it's funny, though, that for console games, betas are coming out now. Like, do you remember, like, I can't remember the last time there was up until these past couple years, I don't remember the last time a beta was ever really a thing for consoles.
Yeah.
We're getting so big and so technologically advanced at this point that we gotta have fucking betas. It's funny.
Because people want to know what it's going to be like before it actually drops, you know?
Yeah.
But then again, it's like most video games aren't even what they stand up to as far as, you know, the online goes.
Yeah. But in general, I think fucking Red Dead has lived up to what people thought it was.
For sure. Red Dead, I'm telling you, bro. Red Dead's going to be one of the top 5 games of the year.
No, it's going to be... I know it's going to be the game of the year. It sucks because I think God of War had such a good fucking shot in terms of quality, which sucks because I love God of War. And I'm a dad. Now it's just a father and son story. I loved it.
Red Dead Redemption 2 fucking shot every game out of the fucking park. Like, they're just like, hey, you made a good game, but we made a better one. So sorry, but fuck you.
You got a war. You sitting over there in your chair. Let me knock you off. But yeah, it's fine. Like, it sucks because nothing sucks worse than being mad that something is doing better, but it deserves it, you know? I'm mad that Red Dead Redemption is going to take Game of the Year over God of War because it came out so late. But what makes me even more mad is that it deserves it, you know? There is nothing in my body telling me that God of War deserves it over Red Dead Redemption, you know? As amazing of a masterpiece as that game was, it just isn't, you know? Beautifully put, linear story, great. There's some side quests, I'm sorry, that was the best that God of War could be at that time. But Red Dead Redemption, like, it just did everything right.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It got everything right.
Red Dead.
Everything. Like, literally everything. It's nuts.
It's the biggest dick game of the year.
It really is. But yeah, it's funny though that betas are coming out like that though. I think it's a good thing for the games in general. It's just funny that it took this long for developers to do that because alphas and betas have been coming out on PC for decades now, for years. So it's funny that it finally caught on. But I get it. It's harder to sell though. Like, it's harder to sell a casual gamer a beta or to pre-order to do a beta. It's harder than like someone who's a PC gamer who's used to it. But I think it also kind of just opens up the question of, we've really been bridging more. Consoles have been kind of taking the PC approach recently. You know, Xbox came out with Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox One X, all that shit. You know, PS4 had the PS4 Pro now, and rumors of them dropping a PS4 Pro 5, or at least info on it, and only being really halfway into its life cycle statistically. It's crazy.
Yeah, not even most games. A majority of the open world RPG games,
Yeah,
they try to be like Rockstar, but Rockstar takes the cake, man. Like,
the big fat big dick kid.
All right, so like if you were in high school, right, doing like fucking track, basketball, football, baseball, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
and you were trying to be the best player on the team, right? But there's always someone that one ups you, right?
Yes.
That person that one ups you is fucking Red Dead, man.
Absolutely. Fucking Red Dead. I don't like this. Like I said, I don't know how many weeks we're gonna go and talk about this, but that's the thing though. It's just one of those fucking games where we're gonna be talking about Red Dead for a long fucking time.
It's badass.
I just don't know. We will be talking about this game for a long fucking time.
If you don't have it, buy it because you're definitely missing out.
Yeah, it's one of those games where you just cannot not play it.
Right.
Or you cannot play it. Or no. I don't think you cannot not play it. I was right the first time. Drunk. Anyways. Next topic I kind of want to get onto. So bear with me, right? I don't know how this is gonna go, but I kind of want to talk about this because I thought it'd be fun to kind of switch it up. This topic I kind of want to bring up about I want to talk about game characters, man. More specifically, I want to talk about villains.
Specifically,
Yes, I saw a Game Informer post that said like what makes a great villain or something like that. I didn't really read it. I didn't read it at all. I just saw the title and I was like, what makes a compelling villain? Or what? Why are they? But I don't know, some shit like that. And I thought it'd be good for us to be like, all right, let's talk about fucking villains, bro. Let's talk about fucking villains that we enjoy, villains that we like, and why. What's a good villain? What makes a good villain for a video game?
Zero mercy.
Okay. Mercy. All right, what is your perfect example of a video game villain done right?
Where the villain fucking wins.
Who?
When the villain wins, man.
No, no. What's your perfect example of a video game villain?
Where there's zero remorse.
No, like a real example.
Okay, fucking,
It's straight. You can think about it. I hit you off guard with it.
Video game wise, I'd probably say. Fuck. I haven't played enough video games where the villain wins, but I'm saying like.
Okay, look. All right, let's broaden it. Movies, TVs, and video games. What's a good example of a good villain? What makes a good villain? And give me an example.
Like I said, pretty much zero emotion, zero remorse. Like you're a stone cold killer, right?
Okay.
Like you don't give a fuck about anyone but yourself.
Okay.
And you'll kill to get what you want.
Do you have an example of that?
Not really, but I'm pretty sure there's multiple examples of that. I just can't personally pinpoint a person that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. So would you say Kylo Ren's a good villain?
He's the good and bad villain. He's a good villain because he wants to destroy the good. But he's a bad villain because his character overall is shit. Because there wasn't much development. There's a lot of conflict and no resolution. So it can still go either way. He can continue to be a villain or redeem himself, but that choice is ultimately his, and we won't know until episode 9 comes out. So,
see, I would disagree with you on that point. I honestly would say that to make a good villain, like a really good villain, like one that sticks in your mind, it has to be one that you can relate to. You know? In my mind, what makes a good villain is, yes, they're doing these awful, terrible things that you don't like, and you don't like them for it, but you can understand why they're doing the things that you don't like. Like, put in their position, you would understand why it would lead them to do that, you know? So like a good recent villain that could do that is kind of the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe's Thanos in Infinity War. He did terrible. He killed half of the universe. Spoilers, whatever. It's been a year now. He killed half of the universe. Killed people to get there. Does not care and shows no remorse. But the reasons he's doing it, to kind of sum it up, he does it because he doesn't want the world to suffer. He thinks if he can get rid of half the population, there'll be more resources for people. And he saw it with his own civilization, how that the lack of resources brought to war and stuff like that, and how he really loved people. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, like I'm saying, it's not like it was good, but it wasn't like, I'm not saying like they took episodes like a TV show would to develop a villain, but still, you could really relate to that. They focused the story on him, made it super relatable, and you felt for him, even when you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. He's a fucking dick, but you felt for him, and I think that's like the epitome of like a good villain, to the point where you almost wish they weren't. Right, John?
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. Me personally, I think that's a preference of the developers. Because there's a majority of games out there that, the villain wins. They're like, yeah, despite everything that you fucking did throughout the whole, like, 30 plus hours of gameplay that you did, I still fucking win. I still get the cake, and you eat my ass.
Yeah, eat my whole cake ass.
So, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the synopsis of what you're going through, and the characteristics of the said villain. Because you can do everything you can to fight the villain, but the villain may be one step ahead of you. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the villain wins.
Yeah.
And sometimes I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's too, maybe I want to say it's too common that it's like the good guy that you play through the whole story or game or whatever the fuck, he's compassionate and he has feelings and he'll show mercy and whatever. But it's like, in the end, no matter how nice and how well he may fight any said evil entity, when that said entity wins, everyone's just like, well, what the fuck? What was like, almost to the point where they're just like, what was the point of the game? I went through all this bullshit to try to fix it, and I still lost. But that's by default, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel that.
So, in some degree, I appreciate when a game is just so, I want to say nasty, but not really, where it's like,
I feel it.
Like I said, when in the end the bad guy wins.
Yeah.
That rarely happens, so when I play a game where it does happen, I feel okay, because...
But it's gotta happen in a way that, like, if a villain wins in a game, right, it's gotta be so tragic.
Yeah, where it leaves you thinking, like, what could have been, or, like, maybe during this mission, if I did that instead of what the game told me to do, I would have gotten a different outcome.
Yeah, perfect example to get back to the subject on Rockstar. The first Red Dead Redemption, where John Marston tracks down his gang members, kills them, does everything the government wants him to do so he can be with his family, ultimately just for them to show up and murder him.
Right. That is because he's still technically a part of the gang.
Well, no, they did it because they were trying to get rid of every part of that past of America, of that gang. They wanted to wipe it out.
So
and
they're like, hey, we don't know where the remaining people are, but you do. So we'll keep your wife and child captive until you take care of the other people that we need to get rid of.
Yeah, and then we'll let you be after that happens. Only
Right.
we won't.
And then they'll just, like the government, they'll fucking lie. And they're just like, oh, yeah, we said this, but guess what? We're going to kill you because fuck you. We're the government. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, we don't need any loose ends here. And that's the perfect example of like that. But to be fair, that wasn't the ending. The ending is the son growing up, coming back and murdering the man who murdered your father. But if you didn't play to that point, then yeah, the ending would be
Right.
that.
That in the first game was the redemption. Jack Marston redeemed the honor of his father. Like, the whole plot of Red Dead Redemption 1 is you're playing as Jack Marston.
Well, there's a lot of redemption in there. Like he's trying.
There's a lot of redemption.
John Marston is
But
trying to
in-
redeem
look-
his past by ending these things.
Yeah, but he still loses because
Yeah.
the government's like, fuck you. But Jack,
Sure.
Jack is the fucking I want to say missing link, but it's not like he's a missing link. It's like he's the missing puzzle piece, kind of.
I want to go on by saying neither of us have beaten Red Dead Redemption 2. But one thing I do want to say about that is by playing this game, can you agree with me by saying I feel profoundly sadder about the first game than I did? Would you agree? I feel a lot sadder about this game,
Yeah.
when I think about Red Dead Redemption,
So-
and not even the ending, but just about people that I killed, and the gang members that I killed, and the stories that I went on, and all these, these crazy cool action scenes of fucking fighting the bad guy. Now playing Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like these were buddies I actually hung out with, and that John hung out with. It's really sad.
Right. It gives you it makes you care for the characters. Like I said to you, you're what, chapter 5?
Well, now I'm chapter 6, I think. About to be.
No, you're about to be in chapter 5. I'm pretty certain.
I'm about to be in chapter 6.
I'm pretty certain.
You're on chapter 7, right?
I'm on chapter 7. I'm pretty certain. I didn't officially check it, but I'm pretty certain I am, right? From 5 to 7, a lot of shit goes down, right? Everyone and their mom was just like, oh, season 4 is when shit starts to go down. And that's true, right? But each chapter gets worse. Now, there may be a spoiler to some people, but I don't think it is. Because it's like, yeah, it gets worse, but you don't know how. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still iffy on wanting to complete the campaign. But that's only because like I'm trying to 100% it,
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I guess last thing I want to say is kind of like, I don't know, man. Red Dead's great. Red Dead is great. Like, we have to keep talking about it. We started with it, we ended with it. It's funny. All right, I know this is kind of shocking. It's only been like 38 minutes, but I am gonna cut it short here. I wanted to go an hour, but like I said, we've been up since he came over like 12 hours ago. I'm exhausted. Like, when we started, I was like, all right, I got a little bit more energy in me. I was gonna go until I ran out, and I'm out. I'm tapped. Gotta go to bed. You gotta pick up my son in the morning because obviously we're drinking tonight, so I got my kids here, obviously. So yeah, man, I do thank you for coming over and drinking, have a good time like some buddies. And
yeah, man, I
also
always appreciate it.
Yeah, also recording the podcast. Look forward to next week actually doing a real podcast, going on for an hour or so like we usually do. That'll be a thing. And also, I would say look forward to some gameplay, but not in, compilation sense, like some actual gameplay, like an actual series. Should I say what the gameplay is or no? No? Alright. Yeah, I'll leave that to a secret. But yeah, we're going to be playing a game, and we're going to be playing it all the way through. I think people will enjoy it. I think they'll have a good time with it. Maybe I'll make an update video sometime this week, explain a little bit more about what my future schedule is gonna be like. I don't know, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed our drunk, hungover rantings to kind of get something out for you guys, because we
Big
want,
old dickin'.
yeah, we want you guys to hear some shit. But yeah, any final words, Jeff?
If you don't have Red Dead, buy it.
Yeah, if you don't have Red Dead, buy it, dude, because that's all we've been talking about. We can't not go a podcast without talking about Red Dead. But yeah, enjoy the. All right, bye bye.